So everyone can mute. Okay. So now, oh, okay, slide. So turn off your sound as well as mute. Okay. So here we are going to study starting with some theory part. Okay. So this lecture is again going for 3 hours. So first from now to 14:30 we will study about the theory part of our session, which start with the introduction of the information visualization, then how we bring the data into the visualization. As we know, there is a lot of data, but it's quite difficult to understand any data, so we need the visualization to understand the data. And then what we need to for the visualization generation, which is very important. We have the data and we know the visualization, but how we can bring data into a visualization and make an analysis. Next, we will find some theories given by certain scientists or some authors, and principles and concepts. And with the end of the theory parts, there is some keywords in visualization, or you can say data visualization, like pitfalls, which we have to make sure we should not make those mistakes while making a data visualization. Okay. And then in the session part 2, we will make some demonstration about the different tools. And before we make any demonstration, just I have one question. How many of you know any commercial tools like Tableau, Power BI, ClickSense? Any one of them? Okay, seems good. Means many of you know. So it will be more interesting. And then we will also see scientific tools, how scientific tools are different from the commercial tools. And then I will give some task for you guys so you can hands-on experience and make a data visualization with certain data sets. And then there is also one tool which I am developing for my PhD. I will also let you to test that particular tool. Okay, and then we will see about the future perspective. Okay, where is data visualization and tools current, and what could be the future? Okay, so here we can begin. And last but not least, I don't speak very good French. Okay, so you can ask the question in English, I can easily answer. So but still in French, you can ask your friend to translate me. Okay, so we start with my CV. So currently, as you know, I am doing, I am doctorate student starting from 2021, and then my PhD is going to finish this year in October. Maybe I will defend, hopefully. Apart from this, I am also running many startups, but out of them, one of good startup is the France Pay. We are developing the fully digital payment system so that everyone pay with the phone at stores instead of the card. And I have also written one book a few years ago in 2019. It was launched, The Melange of Success. And when I written this book, I was like you guys. I was around 21 years old, and just I just written it. That's all for the motivation of other people or students. So more important thing which come here about the weightage, because we are giving this 6 hours, and now how this 6 hours will make addition to your grade. So 3 hours today and 3 hours in our next lecture, which is going to happen on 30th of January. Okay, and the same maybe same place and same day. So 25% of your total time of this module of data visualization, in French we call it entrepôt du don, don't know. So all this whole course will be 25% for this 6 hours. So you have to study it very carefully. And for sure, if you have any questions, just ask me, because there is no stupid question. Okay, you have to learn each and every part and understand. Ask me how many times you want. I have no issues. And the total worth of your final grade is again 25%. Okay, maybe when you got the final exam over there, you will get it. And the assignment, what I'm going to give you after 1.5 hours in the second part, you have to submit it on my email ID. Okay, I will share it at the end. Okay, so this is the whole course we are going to take. So we begin with the introduction of the information visualization. So first question here come, what is information visualization?
We are not sharing the screen. We just see the camera.
Okay, sorry. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. So here it comes about the information visualization. So we can see what is information visualization. So any one of you want to answer? Okay. Basically, when you have any data set, any information can be anything. What I am speaking right now is also information. At the same time, when we have information in particular format, it could be like .csv file, or we can say Excel format, or you can say like a document. Any type of the format, it could be possible. What when I say this guy is good, this person is good, it is easier for you to make sense. Okay. What when the information is a large amount, when I make one sentence, it's a 1 kb. Okay, you can easily understand. But when the data is 10 MB, 100 MB, or I can say 1 GB, then there this comes into account. Information visualization means visualizing the large data in terms of particular graph. It could be any graph that we will see later, like bar chart, pie chart, or scatter plot. And then it's not only just to visualize the information, then extracting the information or particular analytics from that visualizations is completely known as the data visualization or information visualization. So information visualization have a different component, or I can say business intelligence have a different component, and where information visualization is one of them. So how, again, little bit to let you know about the business intelligence. When we are visualizing the data, okay, the task of the information visualization is done. Now, either you are making a sense from the visualization or not. It's known as the business intelligence. If you are able to make some analytics, if you are just visualizing the things just to visualize or make the graph, but no sense, then it will be at the information visualization you make the graph. What if you are making the sense from that particular information graphs or visualizations, then it will become as business intelligence, where we make some decisions in enterprises, companies, and in personal life also on the basis of the data that comes about the business intelligence. Business intelligence have a different component like data warehouse, data mining, CRM, OLAP, online analytical processing, GIS, geographical information system, DSS, EIS, and last but not least is the information visualization. So you see how the information visualization come from BI, business intelligence. Now, the workflow of the BI. What we have first we have the problem, like we want to make an analysis about the company, where how much money we have to invest in a company. Okay, let's suppose, considering this problem, what we have to do, we have to collect a data of what, how many employees do we need? Okay, what are the resources we need? Do we need some computers? What kind of the company do we have? Do we need some space to run a company? We collect different types of the data. Then we will make an information visualization, which means that in terms of the dashboard, we will see what the difference between a single visualization and multiple. Multiple visualization, also known as the dashboard. When you have more than one visualization on screen, we call it the dashboard. So you will make a information visualization as a dashboard generation. After making information visualization, we will analyze each of the graphs. After analysis, we will make a decision. Okay, I want to open one shop in below. I need this particular amount. This is the decision I am taking. Okay, and then after opening that shop, I will make some business outcomes. Again, I will make an analysis, data I collect. And this is how, starting from the problem and BI, it comes like this. And in between, you have the information visualization. So this is what I was trying to say, the difference between a single visualization and multiple visualization. When you have only one visualization, which we can say like bar chart or scatter plot, which you can see here, I can see only one visualization. So here the one visualization is everyone knows single visualization because it is only one. But when there is more than one visualization, what we call it? We call it the dashboard. So we can add the dashboard or we can say multiple visualization. Both are same thing. Now question is here, how we can generate the dashboard? Like manually or automatic? If like I ask you to write a code to generate, to find even and odd number from 1 to 100, what you will do? Hopefully ChatGPT. Just type there and you will get the answer. It's a basic common sense why we should waste the time. Same here it comes. If I ask you, you have the data, you know the tool. You are not going to build each and every visualization. You already know the visualization. This is the bar chart, this is the pie chart. Now why you should waste the time? So here the things come. When you are building on making the information visualization in terms of the manually, plotting each and every graph that we will see, we call it the manually generation of the dashboard or information visualization. But when we are just uploading the data and the tool is giving us all the analytics, just we have to make an analysis. Tool is giving you all the dashboard and it's also giving you all the visualization. We call it the automatic. When certain algorithm or automation is involved. Now here things come about the data, how we can begin from particular data to the visualization. So we will see one of the data set. We start with the simple data set like Irish data set, okay, which have the around how many columns you can see here? 5. So we begin with the simple data set, 5 columns. Can you tell me how many attributes are there, numeric and categorical, or any other type, like you can tell me temporal? Yes.
Only one categorical and the other ones are numerical, like 4 numerical and 1 for the species.
Okay, so you see it's very easier to analysis. You don't make any tool, okay, and you can easily answer the question. But at the same time, if I have a data set something like this, you see 16 data set attribute. Here we need a certain tool. So when you see the complexity increasing, you need a more automation. If I ask you to see this data, maybe even you have a file as a data set, it is not easier to answer the question so quickly like you do. So the question I ask here, different types of the data attribute types, like one of the student answer numerical or categorical. So here is the possible different types of the data types in visualizations, the data. So numeric can be further divided into 2, either continuous or discrete. When I say continuous, it means you know the line chart when there is no I can say break is the chart is not broken. Continuous value are there, like for the time. Okay, we call it the continuous. But when they are discrete, like in bins, or I can say in slots, 1 to 10, and then 10 to 20, we call it the discrete value. Then we come out the categoric. Categoric start with the nominal and ordinal. So anyone can tell me difference between nominal and ordinal? Yes.
I think one is the most important is in which order it is, and the other one is what it is really.
Yes. Can you give an example?
The place in a race and I don't know the species of the flowers you showed before.
Yes, exactly. So place in a race like you can say 100 people running from one point to other. Okay, who come first, second, third, fourth? We call it the ordinal. There should be certain order. If one more question, if I arrange it 1 to 100, it will be ordinal. But if I arrange it 100 to 1, it will be ordinal or not? Yes or no? I reverse the order. So it will be ordinal?
Yes.
Okay. So the point is here, order doesn't matter. Either ascending to descending or descending to ascending. It should be just in order. That's all. So don't confuse with that. When there is no order, then we call it the nominal. Third comes about the time series. So when the involvement of the time, like I can say month or year, time stamp, minute, second, okay, in a continuous way, we consider our data attribute type as a temporal. Then we all know very well geospatial, like in a space, longitude, latitude, to find any position. Then there is some relation and network if I want to connect the dots, okay, or make a connection, okay. So when we are connecting the dots or making a connection, there's edge and node, okay. And then others, there are many other types we will see in detail, okay. So here is the detailed version of the data attribute types. So the most common, I more focus like numeric, the nominal, ordinal, or the time, the temporal. The other common are like country, image URL, and then source and target. And then rarely found is about more complex one like node numeric, age numeric, and then nominal and ordinal for age and node both. So now we have to map considering the particular data types to what kind of the data type it can be. Like we can say I have a data set where it is only one numeric, two numeric, and three numeric, or more than three. Okay. And in categoric, it's a whole summary like one category or two or more category. So the mapping is between data types to visualization. Then numeric and category, one category and then one numeric, more categories, one category, more numeric, and then maps, again network and time series. So we will see one by one. It is the most important thing that we have to focus about the data visualization. So when there is one numeric, what can be possible? What kind of the chart can be possible? You can see here. Histogram and density plot. There is one website, you can also follow this. This is very good website, I can show you. So here you can explore them. Even I have taken from here. So it gives you better way how like histogram this when there is only one variable, okay, or one numeric variable, it is the data to which you can type. And here they also explain about the histogram. I will not go in much detail, okay, but we will see it later one by one, okay, how the histogram is followed, okay, and what is histogram if you want to understand, and when I have to make a histogram. So when there are two numeric, okay, just to understand, you guys can also follow it later, but just to give you overview, like not ordered or ordered. So when few points, then box plot, you can say histogram, scatter plot, and then when not other many plots, then violent plot can be possible, and density plot. Same here you can see for the three numeric, when there are three numeric and the box plot, violin also possible, bubble plot, and then ordered and several numeric also. Okay, so you have to look into it and try to understand. Don't you have to learn everything. Just understand the data types and what type of the visualization can be possible. Okay. Same here, it's come from the category. Okay, so when there is only one category, what types of visualization can possible? When there is more than one category, okay, two or more, what are the difference? So you can see it become very clearly. So try to follow on websites. Okay, so what are the different types of the visualization can be possible? Same here for the we make a different. You can say slots, so I can say different mapping here also, when one numeric and one category and several numeric one category and one numeric several category, how different types of the graphs can be possible. So if you see in detail, no graphs is remaining, okay, all are covered by them. Okay, now map also, when we are plotting a map can be plotted in a way like connecting a network, showing the only country, now connecting the different country like dots I can say, okay, and chromoplast also, and here is the map hexagon and bubble map also. Okay, so when you click each of them, you can see. Now here it comes about the network to network type. Okay, so when there is a simple network connecting the dots again and nested in a hierarchy, like from top to bottom, the different hierarchy are there. Okay, about the time series, so as I already told you, the different types of the plots can be done. So there is a one points, even box plot and violin. Basically, just you guys can tell me first, then I will tell you. Box plot and violin can be possible with the time series or not? Do you have the marker? I don't know. Anyone? Yeah, you can. By the time we can. So we will go back to this question later once you will bring the marker. By the time we can see different possibilities, or I can say world of possibilities. Okay, so all the graphs comes at one place. So can anyone tell me what the meaning of the statistical properties? What is the meaning of the statistical properties? This one. When I say statistical properties, what it means? like statistical properties of the data set. No one? So basically, just suppose I have a data set, okay, as I already show you here. Okay, this is the data set, a simple IS. I want to find some statistical properties. So when I say I want to get the mean of the sepal length, okay, so mean is the statics. I want to get the median of this column. Again, it's a part of the statics. Okay. So for you, we don't lose anything. Just I talk about the statistical properties. Okay. So just we are following the statistical properties. Okay. So coming back to the same point.
It's a measure.
Yeah, it's a measure. You can see. Okay, so I was talking about the violin, okay, and plot. So just I want to understand. So you say with the time series violin or box plot possible or not? How many of you say yes? Okay, and how many of you say no? Okay, so you have to consider one data set. Okay, I will make to understand like date. Okay, it's a hypothesis basically. You can then one is the date and second one is I can say month. Okay, and then I can say temperature minimum of the day. Okay, temperature maximum of the day, and I can say daily difference. Like today temperature is like I can say 4 degrees is the minimum and maximum can be 10 degree. Okay, then the difference will be like 6. Okay, like 10 minus 4 equal to 6. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now I am plotting a graph between the difference daily, this 51 daily difference, and the let's say date every day. Okay, so on x-axis is the one date, like 1 January, 2, 3, and then 30 January. Okay, and here the temperature difference, like I can say difference is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when on the first, I can say the difference is minimum is like 1 and maximum is whatever. So the difference I can say 1 or 2, and then I get the difference increases, means it is increasing, then difference decreases, then difference increases. You see what I mean? So, but here violin is possible. Possible or not now?
Yes.
But the concept I want to explain, if you see something and I make it, it doesn't mean some visualization is possible. I'm creating this visualization forcefully. You see, just to show you. But properly, violin is not possible because distorting any visualization just for making a sense for you or making it visible. We need here something, you see, there are discrete values. Value are discrete, there is no continuous. Violin is like a line chart, a continuous. You see that it's not like a histogram. If I make some here, one here, here, what is this become a senseless, no meaning. So you understand the concept I want to explain here clearly. If you are seeing some visualization, it doesn't mean is possible with making a sense. We are creating it forcefully. Okay. Even I come to know about this thing yesterday. Okay. So you learn things. Now, coming to the again world of possibilities. starting, so some basically here we divided the world of possibilities on the basis of measures, one of the students said, or I call them better statistical properties, because statistical property is a global word which cover everything. Okay, all types of the measures, and especially I can say better the dimensions of the mathematics. Okay, like mean, measure, distribution, correlation. Okay, part of whole, evolution. Okay, so on the basis of that, if I have some distribution, like especially in a case of the scatter plot, some distribution, we use the Voilin, density, histogram, box plot. But here you will see when I say Voilin and box plot, it is not possible. There is no distribution. We are just creating it. On the basis of when you see statistical properties, it will not possible. Then the correlation, when we are making a relation between the two x-axis and y-axis, okay, to attribute. Then scatter plot, heat map, bubble chart, connected scatter plot, and density. Again for the ranking and part of whole, evolution. So I will not go in much detail of them, but just let you guys to explore, which you can find, I think, here. Yes, it is possible again on this website. So it's, I find it's very interesting. You can find of all of them, and when you click here, you can make them on the basis of that. So here just I will go a little bit very quickly. So when the distribution, you can see different types of these graphs are possible for the correlation also. Then ranking again, then part of whole, evolution, where line chart, stacked, and stream chart. So can anyone tell me about, it's a little bit interesting, the difference between line plot, area, stacked area, or stream chart? When these are possible, or what the basic difference? Or you can tell me any one difference, like how many attribute you need to make a line chart or area chart? Anyone?
One. Just one.
Just one?
Two. Minimum.
Two?
Minimum.
For which? Line
Line.
chart?
First one. Line. Front.
Okay, so there are different answers. So let's say line chart, one student say one, right? Second student say two. What others say? Can I find? You say, okay, thank you. So anyone else after two?
My correct. Very correct.
Three, yes. Three also it is. Well, it's correct, don't worry. Three is correct. I will show you how it is possible. Anyone else? Some of you are not answering. Okay, so let's say how many of you saying one? Just raise your hand. Okay. Line chart can be possible with one attribute. I see around 2 or 3 people are there. How many of you are saying two? I can see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9, 10. How many of you are saying three? 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. Okay, let's say 4, 5. How many of are saying none of the above? Of the above, not possible any one of them. Anyone? No. And how many of you saying all three are possible? All of above? Anyone? All are possible. How many of you are saying 2 and 3 are possible? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the correct answer is last one. 2 and 3 are possible.
Yes.
The only line chart cannot possible because we will see it in detail. It is very interesting. Let's say what kind of the data attribute we need for a line chart. Like I already teach you about the data attributes. So I hope everyone know data attribute types: nominal, categorical, or which? No, you have to understand the difference between data attribute and data attribute type. Like student is a data attribute. Like what's your name? Bali. You are the students, okay? And this is the data attribute type. And your name is a data attribute. Like your color is fair, your hair is black. These are the data attribute types. You see? So, in terms of the visualization, data attribute types means numerical, categorical, which have nominal or ordinal, temporal, network. You see? So, what types of the data attribute is possible? Yes? Numerical. Category. Okay. So for because this explanation is basically for the people who say one. Okay. So I say temperature. Now I come to you, Bali. Okay. Temperature. You say now temperature today is one. Let's say tomorrow is something. So the one who told me one is possible, you have to also see. I put here one. Okay. Here two. For tomorrow, for then 3, after that 4, then I can see the x-axis, but how I can define the y-axis? What I have to do for the y-axis? Because I have only one attribute, you told me. Because on 2D, when you have the 2 dimension, at least you need 2 coordinate, x and y. So you understand? For making a line chart, at least you need here also means 2 minimum. I hope it is clear. So what we see for the line chart in few minutes, we will see for others also, which is going to be very important. Yes.
So how can we have free?
That we will see. Okay. Because I teach here, it is not the part. I have a special slide for that. Okay. So others like map, flow. Now here we will deep dive in the why we need, what we need for visualization generation. So this is what I show you here. What are the important things we need? First, what we need? Can anyone tell? Data. So we have to find a data. Okay. We find a data. Okay, we have a data which a little bit complex. Okay, but anyway, we will understand. I hope everyone have the email. Okay, I sent. So there is a data set link. Open that data set, and there is a data set student. Okay, open the student data set and try to look into the student data set, because I know it's not visible here. So at least you can see the data attribute. Okay, because you have to understand this. If you don't understand this part, then it is very difficult for you to make any visualization. Okay. So in a student data, okay, after looking at the student data, I want to know, even it is here, we can see what are the different data attribute types are possible. So for the first one, gender. Can anyone tell me what kind of a data attribute is gender? Nominal. Okay. Good. Even a category, but when you say categorical, go more deep, because categories are 2 types: nominal and ordinal. Okay. Then nationality. Nominal. Good. Place of birth. Good. Stage ID maybe. Stage ID. Nominal. Nominal.
Stage.
We can say in grade 9.
Here.
Oh no.
It's between
Order.
Order, yes. Ordinal. Exactly. So those who are the back, you have to also answer the questions. Okay. Now, is section ID?
nominal section.
It's interesting. Section ID, like when I go A to Z, it's order or not?
Yeah.
When I come Z to A, it's also order. So what do you think? Section ID will be ordinal or nominal? Ordinal. Who says anyone say nominal?
Because there's only A and B. Oh, wait. I don't understand the what is the section ID?
Section ID, like we have the yeah, it's very good question. I understood you. So just for everyone, maybe what this data set, just to let you know, this data set is about the students. They are students in a school. Like in 10th standard, you call the lycée, okay? In 10th standard, they are the 100 students. So in one group, I make them 10. In second, again 10. So there is the 10 group. This is the section ID, A, B, C, each group name. Okay, we can say like this, okay?
So many groups the same.
No, how you can name, then how it will identify. I say group 1, group A, then 2 group will come to me.
Okay.
You see? So this is like this. Okay, you see? So
Okay.
yes. So this data set is all about the students, where you will see also parent survey, students absence days. Okay, means they evaluate the parents. Okay, they evaluate the parents, like students. They ask the question to your parents: are they satisfied with the school or not? So this is the data set. Just to give you, and in the last one is the class, like medium, low. Click something. I don't know.
Yes, it's
What I can say. I don't
you
know.
can
Sorry.
if you
How I can remove it. Okay, thank you. So you see, I hope you understand the data set, how it's come. Okay. So basically, let me check the time. Okay, we have 30 minutes more. So here, what we have to do here, we have to understand different types of the possibility, like discussion, VIS, IT sources, means this one. VIS, IT means students who have visit the sources, like in library, bibliothèque, okay, or somewhere. Like announcement view, like you have the Adam, or don't know, you have the Adam, or you have your portal. Okay, how many students go over there every day and see the announcement made by the university or school? So this is the announcement view discussion. Okay, so this is all. The relation is like students' relation with the parents. Okay, like they call the father or the mother. Okay, so this is about the data set. So we are discussing here about the types. So the last question about the data set. How many types of the data attributes are possible in this data set? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, before that, I want to ask one more question. How many data attributes are there in a data set? So two questions. Data attribute means DA. Data attribute type means DAT. Okay, anyone? Data attribute are three. Okay. Type. Okay. So data attribute types are three. And data attribute?
c'est des colonnes. C'est pas les lignes.
Question is very simple. No, anyone? The first one, data. How many data attributes are present in student data set?
17.
7. One student says 17. What about others? This side? How many you can? 7? 17. This side say again 17. Anyone? Any other answer? Okay, so we will not waste much time. Yes. So 17 data attributes are possible. That you can see it very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I forgot. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And do you know how many rows are there?
481.
No.
C'est difficile. T'es sûr?
Yes.
Rows of the data.
481.
But it's not.
480.
Rows?
One say 480. You cannot count this one.
80. Yes. 400.
This is not the data.
Yeah.
It's a data attribute.
Yeah.
It's a magic. Okay. So we got the, what I can say, total rows are 480, and then how many columns are there? 17. Good. I hope so. You know the data attribute and column are same thing. Okay. We get 4 information very quickly after seeing the data, like data attribute type, number of rows, and number of columns. Okay. Now here becomes about the data attribute and its types. Sorry, visual attributes and its types. Earlier we are talking about the DA and DAT. Now we are talking about the VA and VAT. Okay. So who will tell me the difference between VA and VAT? Visual attribute and visual attribute types. If you understand this thing, and if you understand this thing well, then I think you can plot any types of the graph very easily. And the third thing you have to understand just mapping between both of them. So, anyone want to answer? Okay, so I think let's begin. The visual attribute. When let's see only word the visual. The visual is somewhere defining here a chart, okay, or the visualization. Now think the visual attribute. Data is defining a data, okay, means the CSV file. When I say data, what comes in, what image it comes in your mind? When I say data, what comes in your mind? Not something like Excel sheet, something like this, or yes, columns. Okay. Now when I say visual, what comes in your mind? Graph. Which graph? Just want to know. Pie chart. And you in your mind?
Histogram.
Histogram. Okay. Anyone else? Just I want to understand the psychology of the people. What exactly comes? What comes in your mind when I say visualization? That's okay. It's interesting. Okay, nice. So, does when I say visualization, someone's mind come with the violin chart?
The what?
Violin.
Violent? No.
No. You see one thing, how human mind is simple. We always catch the things which is simple, which we can easily make an interpretation. Okay. Why I am telling this? Because you have to understand your user. If you are making a data analysis, you are making this analysis only for you or someone else. If the report made by you is going to study by someone else, you have to take care of that person. We call that as a user type. Okay, what kind of the user? Like people, how much you know about this? I don't know the person from the law or the humanity can know all these things. You see? So we have to understand the visualization attribute. We call them visual attribute. So let's say for the visual attribute, here is the histogram, we can say. So in a histogram, what can be possible on x-axis? What kind of the, so we have to think, you see the way of thinking is starting from the data. What kind of the data we have? Then what, how histogram can be possible? What kind of the data type can be possible for making a histogram? Or what kind of the data type we need? Yes?
Also numerical and categorical.
Numerical and categorical. Numerical and categorical. So when we say numerical, okay, what we need to plot? Position. Maybe these things are new for you, okay? So you have to understand a little bit. When we are pointing any place, we call it the position, okay? Because it is a numeric, then we have to plot a position. If it's a bar chart, we have the bar length, okay? Or we call the height, the same thing, okay? If it's a pie chart, you see the angle. If it's a something like line chart, we can have the slope also, like slope. I hope you know this angle. Okay. So these are the different types, data attribute types. Okay. Like position, slope, area size, okay, volume, density, color saturation. So make sure you guys know well with the data because you are dealing with the data since a long time. But when you are dealing with the visual attribute and visual attribute type, it's a bit complex because we are not used to that. Okay. When you saw any visualization, you never think about this thing like position, angle. You think about the values like level. Okay. But those who are expert in this, they think about this because we are generating the visualization. Okay. Second, visual attribute types. Okay. Now, if I say for the histogram, I need a position. Okay. So for position, what I need? Where? On x-axis, on y-axis. For if categorical, I need a color. What I need for that visual attribute type to present. Like for data attribute type, like numeric or categorical, I need some data. If I say the data attribute type is color, okay, or I can say data attribute type is Z, okay, or blue. It means I have some column there with the name color. Then only I can define the attribute of that particular column. You see? So data attribute will be possible when there is data attribute. Data attribute type is possible when there is a data attribute. Visual attribute type, or I can say visual attribute is only possible when we have a visual attribute type, or I can say visual attribute type is only possible when we have a visual attribute. When you means when we have a pie chart, like the angle, okay, then only I can say there will be x-axis. If there is no pie chart, okay, we don't need the x-axis and y-axis. You see the relation between them. So x-axis or y-axis or the angle or line chart, this is how I connected visual attributes, type, and the visual attribute. Okay, we will see them in detail. Like x, y, time axis. We will not go in much all of them. Just we have to understand simple x, y, l, and time axis. Okay, pie size. Okay, when I will plot some graphs, we will see there. So first, when we talk about this thing like data set and data attribute types, okay, then visualization type and visualization attribute and visualization attribute types. Now we will see the second one in detail. Okay, what are the different visualization types are possible? Okay, so first one is the histogram. Okay, second one is the bar chart and its types. Third one is the line chart and its types, scatter plot and its types, then other complex visualization we can see like heat map, okay, or we can say maps only. Okay, there are also some effects on the visualization like brushing, okay, labeling, okay, all these. So when we talk about the histogram, the only possible for a histogram, according to me, is numeric. But some of you have told me histogram can be possible with the categorical. Okay, so still can anyone tell me how histogram can be possible with the category? Or better, I think I have to ask one more question before that. What is the difference between the bar chart and the histogram? Bar chart and histogram. Maybe this will answer my second question. Because you see, histogram is also like this, and bar chart is also like this. And when I say bar chart, simple bar chart, which have only one category.
The bar charts have in the x-axis categorical attributes, and in the y-axis they have a numeric one.
Yes.
And the histogram, I think both of them, both of the axes are numeric. Is that it?
Yes, numeric and categorical. In histogram, x-axis is numeric and y-axis is also numeric. Okay, so according to you, how many data attribute I need for bar chart? And how many data attribute I need for the histogram? It's a little bit tricky, but simple.
I think.
Yes.
Honestly, that's what I said once. Because in the VC, maybe we just need one. And then, like I imagine, for the x-axis, we put the categorical attribute name. And in the y, we count the number of bits present, like the total.
So we need only one.
Yeah.
And that will be categorical.
Yes.
And for the histogram?
Two and up, and 2 and 3. Like we said before.
We need two?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I know.
Okay. Anyone else for the histogram? Yes.
I think you can have categorical also in histogram.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
So on the x-axis, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? So for you, when you say categorical also for the histogram, then you don't think it will become a bar chart?
Yes, kind of. But I thought the bar chart was like you have the categorical and then on the Y you have like the number of each in the categories. And for the histogram, yeah, it's kind of the same.
So what she said, I think this one is correct. Okay, I completely agree for the bar chart. We must have the category. There can be other bar chart also where we can have numeric also. But I already say I'm talking about the simple bar chart. Okay, very simple bar chart. Okay. So when this is the basic difference between the histogram. When on the x-axis you have the numeric, it will be histogram. When on the x-axis you have a category, it will be bar chart. Okay. Now for the histogram, we need only one data attribute, or I can say data attribute type, that is numeric. You can see I have plotted the histogram for the visitor resources for the student data sets. That's why I ask you to see that data set to understand clearly. The maximum value I find 100 and minimum is the 0 over there. I have provided the wins. You see, wins means that gap. You see, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 40. You see, so this is in histogram. We have to give a win. So win, I can say, converts numeric in a form of a category. Okay, a kind of, not exactly. We cannot say it, I can say authentically, but just to understand. You can see it become a kind of a category, 0 to 10. Okay, but it's not actually. So when you see the bar, it sees this bar is bar. Okay, can be histogram and bar chart. But this height, when you see in the difference, that's why you confuse with the histogram and the bar chart. But make sure this is not a category; it's a bin. Okay, and the same thing in a bar chart will be category. I hope it is clear for everyone. So this is a basic difference between the histogram and bar chart. So we can also say here only it is possible with the one numeric. Now there is other question maybe in your mind, how we can got in the y-axis. Okay. So for histogram on the y-axis we count the record, means number of record between 0 to 10. So it's say like more 65 or 62. Okay, number of record 40 to 50, there is between, I don't know how we can say, somewhere here, like 10 or 20, okay, not exact value. So, and the same thing for the category that we will see the simple bar chart. So here you can see the simple bar chart. We plot for the stage ID, like high school, middle school, and the lower school. So yeah, we forgot one question I asked. A to Z here and Z to A is a nominal or ordinal. We still don't get that answer properly. So few of them you said ordinal and few of you said categorical. Okay, where we are putting them as a section ID. So for the explanation of this, when we are not arranging anything in order like section, we are just naming them. Okay, just as a name, I can name A, B, C, U, I. Okay, it is not order until unless I want to arrange. So I can use it as a categorical also and ordinal also, because they are not making any sense of the order. Okay, but in a race when 10 people are running, I want to understand who comes first, who comes second. Then I have to arrange them in a order. Okay, but if you make them to understand clearly or make a visualization better, then you can arrange them 1 to Z, because human eyes and people are easier to understand and read the things from A to Z or Z to A for the clarity of information. Okay, so it's up to you how better you want to present your information. You can use them both ways. Now bar chart are basically 3 types. Okay, there are many types of the bar chart, but I will limit for you guys on with 3 types. Okay, we will not go too much deep. Simple bar chart that we compare with the histogram. Second is the group bar chart. Okay, and third is the stack bar chart. Okay, So when we have the stack bar chart and group bar chart, how many data attribute we need?
At least two.
At least two. And so we will see here. So I call it the simple bar chart. I call it the group bar chart. And then I call it stack bar chart. So I have an x-axis, y-axis, and what else I have here? So yes, now you can begin. We know the simple bar chart. For the group bar chart, what we need, what kind of data attribute on x and y. How many visual attribute you can see in these both bar chart? Visual attribute.
Three.
Three.
Yes.
Or I can say visual attribute types. Both will make almost same thing here. So how many visual attribute and visual attribute types I can say? You guess for three. In both? Anyone less or more than three? Can see here. No. So I have a visual attribute X, as we already saw here. Visual attribute type, don't forget. Visual attribute types X, Y, and what the third one you can see here? Anyone can tell me? What the third you can see? L for length, C for color, don't forget. What?
Bar height.
Bar label.
By height, yes, we can say. But then X means the bottom length and Y means the height. So these two are done. What the third one? What?
Color.
Yeah, speak loudly. Color, okay. This is the third one we see. Okay. So the third one, guys, at the back, we can see the color. Okay. Now on the x-axis, what we put here for the group bar chart? Nominal, very good. And for
Ordinal.
this one, stacked.
Nominal.
For stack bar chart, what we put in at the bottom?
Ordinal.
Numeric. Okay. On the y-axis, both
Ordinal.
numeric. Because we are just making a count of record. When there's a count of record, it's always numeric. Okay. Third one is G color, or we can say categorical. So I will cat, it can be ordinal or. So why we call it the stacked? Because one after other. The color section ID represent the red color is very small, orange more, and then blue less. But here in group bar chart, the class H, L, M, I think high, mid, I don't know, it's high, low, and medium, I think. Okay, because in data set there is some issues maybe. So it's but here is the high school, middle school, and the low level. It should be lower school, but in data set they have given the low level, so I don't make any change. Okay. So in middle school, H, you can see in below how many H are there and how many L are there. You can see less than 20, and how many M are there in orange. You see how we are defining? We take one category and we divide that category in subcategory. Okay. And now third one is here stacked. I already explained. There is one after other. Okay, so you can compare in this one. Blue is more. Between 10 to 20, we can say blue is more. Means A have the more weightage in number. So bar chart is clear, especially with the data attribute and the types, visual attribute and the types. Okay, I hope now you guys can create the bar chart easily. Any question till bar chart? Because histogram and bar chart are two very important, especially the simple bar chart and histogram. I hope difference is clear for you guys. Now, okay, we have less time, but I will try to complete it. Now it comes about the pie chart. Okay, so pie chart seems little bit simple. Okay, what types of the data attribute we need for the pie chart? I think anyone, which can be ordinal, nominal, means categorical, and angle. Okay, and anyone can tell me difference between the donut and pie chart?
Just
That's in the middle, but what we call that middle? That is more important, because this is what I want to ask. What the keyword we use in visualization for this middle? We call it the radius. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So we can define the radius, height, or the width.
Okay.
So just I tell you this thing, when you do the coding, you will see the keyword radius. When you play with the radius, this middle part will become more or less. Just to understand about the donut or pie chart, which seems more better to understand according to you guys? Donut. Okay. Anyone else? And why? Just because it looks, or there is some logic?
Just
Because it looks.
I don't know. It's instinctive.
Yeah.
More instinctive for me. As it's
Easier to differentiate, right?
Yeah.
It appears good. That's all. That's a visualization. Okay, so I hope there is no issue in the pie chart. It's very simple. Only you need any categorical and you can plot it. Little bit complex and interesting about the line chart. So for line chart, we need at least two types of the data attribute types, and those are what we need the necessary data attribute type for a line chart. Anyone? Which should be compulsory to make a line chart? I hope we already discussed about it. For line chart, when we are discussing about the world of possibility. So anyone? So the question is, which is the mandatory data attribute type for the line chart? In the earlier discussion, we make that we need at least two data attribute or data attribute types to form a line chart. Okay. And an earlier discussion, if I am not wrong, we say numeric and second is also numeric. Both should be numeric. I am right? We discussed this thing when we are discussing about the world of possibility. So if anyone say yes or no? Do we need both the attribute as a numeric?
No, it would do scatter. What, no?
What?
It would make a scatter.
A scatter plot. Okay. Then what should be the other one?
Well, temporary.
Temporary.
The time.
But you know, when I join the scatter plot, you don't think it will become a line chart? Just suppose x by there is a 1 point. I join. It can be possible. We have only 5 scatter plot. I mean 5 points. Then I make the line chart from a scatter plot. So here we are making the same mistake we did in a violin graph. Okay, what appears is not always good. Okay, be careful. For line chart, we generally practice to have data attribute temporal because we want the time, a kind of a time series. Okay, on x-axis especially. So this is the I can say ethical practice in a line chart to have the x-axis temporal. But if you want, you can plot anything. No one is asked because it's a fun. But to be more logical and making a sense and follow the rules, it should be we should plot the line chart considering on x-axis temporal and y-axis is very simple numeric. Line chart can be possible with the 3 attribute and the third one can be what can be the third one? It's simple. Who told me time series? Time series is a temporal. We already taken. X, this is what I'm teaching since 5 minutes. On x-axis, always temporal means time series. Data attribute is the time series. Sorry, visual attribute is the time series. Its type is temporal. You can see here even. But try to understand. My objective is to make understand why we need them. Answers are here on slide. And make a sense, make a logic with them. So just suppose there was one more data set, if you remember, when no, I can't talk. Yes, this one. So the data set name of is, I think, Seattle weather. You can find there. Okay. So this is one of the data set we are going to see. In here, in this data set, I cannot explain without temporal. But in data set here, you have the year and date. Okay. So you can use this data set to understand. So date and year is a temporal part. And in this data set, weather is a category. So like I can define the weather, rainy, drizzle, or sunny. So this is what we plot the line chart here. On x-axis is the time. On y-axis is the mean of the temperature. Minimum maximum divided by 2. Okay, minimum plus maximum divided by 2. On x-axis you can say July, then year changes. But this is for the only temperature. But when I want to make for different types of the weather, for drizzle, for fog, rain, you see different color. So the third attribute I involve here is the category or nominal or something like this. I think it's clear. It's a very simple chart. Okay, I have chosen only 5 types to not make you too complex. Okay. Others is the simple scatter plot and categorical scatter plot. Okay, like simple line chart and categorical line chart. Line chart and scatter plot is almost same. We need x and y axis. Okay. So again, for scatter plot, it's same thing. We need the numeric and numeric on x and y, and it become the scatter plot. What again? If we add one more category, like we did in the line chart, it become the categorical scatter plot. Okay, so here we plot the age hand, announcement view, and the category is the gender, male and female. In the red, you can see male. In the blue, you can see the female. It's all. So any doubt here, guys? I think we finished the most part of the first part. So only 2 or 3 slides remains. Okay, then we will take a break of the 15 minutes. So these are the other types of the visualization insights you can see, or other visualization: area chart, stream graph, okay, table-based plot, circular plots, parallel or coordinate, advanced calculation, array band, box plot, layered plot, okay, maps. Okay, so you guys can see here is the link I have given. I follow this a lot, Vega Lite. So here, when you click on the examples, you can see all of them. You can click any one of them, like bar chart. You can see the examples. Okay, so you can follow it to know. We will discuss the coding part of these 5 types of the visualization, especially using the Vega Lite, in next lecture. Okay, on 30th of January. So this is also some additional effect in visualization, like labeling and annotation, brushing and linkage, interaction with content, like detail of the content when I click here, repetition of same visualization. If I want the 5-bar chart, okay, how I can repeat it. So can anyone tell me about labeling and annotation, what it means, or brushing and linkage? Anyone? Oh, sorry. So when I click here on bottom part, upper will be affected. Okay. Then we call it the linkage effect. Okay. Because they are linked. Okay. And when we have a detail of this visualization, I click on any sculpture, it gives me the detail of full data set. Okay. We call it the interaction with content. We are interacting with the content. Okay. Labeling is very simple, like we did give here. This is the label. Okay. Male, female. You can give more. So we will discuss this slide again in the next lecture with the Vega Lite. Okay. Code. This is the whole summary, what we understand today for 5 types of visualization. So when there is only one numeric, histogram is possible. When there is one categorical, bar chart and pie chart is possible. When one numeric, one cat, stack bar chart. When there are 2 numerical, then scatter plot, 2 categorical, group bar chart, 2 numeric, 1 categorical, then categorical scatter plot, 1 numeric, 1 temporal line chart, and 1 numeric, 1 temporal, and 1 categorical, then line chart categorical, or we can say categorical line chart. So here we end of about the visualizations. Okay, now last slide is about last 2 slides is about the tools. What we study, the first thing about the data, what we need for generation of the data visualization. Okay, data, then visualization, and third is the tool to generate that visualization. I can say tool or some code or some library, some framework, anything. These are the different tools. When we have written one survey paper, we have analyzed around 17 tools, 19 tools, which we can see here. Okay. And there is some other commercial tools you can also see here, like Power BI, Oracle, ClickSense, Tableau, SciSense, and many other. So we can use any one of them. Okay. So I think here we can end the first part of the lecture. Okay. And after you can take a break for 15 minutes. So I think it's time around 2:40 p.m. You can come around 2:55. So see you again in the next 15 minutes. Slides I will send at the end of the lecture. Okay. You will find a slide in the same link where is data set. Okay. Or I mean same link of the drive. Or there is one more place I will place the recording as well as the slides.